Madam Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Tony, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I hope you all have in front of you like a little square piece of paper. As you may see, it's plenty of information on the front. Don't read on the back. You're going to be confused, okay? So we are going to have just blank piece of paper, and I'm going to explain what's going on there. Do you all have one of these?
Yes.
If you don't, I'm going to ask Lina, please, for help. Maria Fernanda just came, so maybe she doesn't have one. And so on. 5 pages, 6 pages, it doesn't matter. But let's say
Do I
5,
need
6.
one?
Have you been asked how many speeches have you done during the Toastmaster life?
5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, wow! That's wonderful! I didn't came here with coordination with Liliana saying, okay, you're going to be asking, but that's the way I'm going to start my speech. Because that's the way we measure in Toastmasters how we grow. I aspire with my presentation that I'm going to let you know that we are wrong. Because there is going to be another piece of information that we are missing, which is called the evaluation. The topic of my presentation is going to be evaluation and evolution. Maybe some of you remember that I made a presentation about 6 months ago about evolution, and then I was talking about the old man, the primitive man, and that kind of things. Well, we are going to be talking about similar in the sense that evolution, first of all, you know, I'm a nerd person. If I see something simple, I want to complicate that one. That's my style, I'm sorry. And you're going to be listening to me 15 minutes with that story. Evolution is the gradual development of something. Pay attention. Gradual development of something into a better form. The good thing about something is you put there whatever you want. So what I did is this. The gradual development of evaluations into a better form. I'm aspiring, that's going to be my mission here as a Vice President of Education. Oh, by the way, I changed the dictionary. It's no longer the Encarta dictionary, but it's Carlos dictionary. So. Evolution, my preferred term, social sciences. Can you see there?
Yes.
Do you see your own picture there?
Yes.
So primitive man at the Ice Age, the Iron Age. Well, that's the first ape. But in order to evolve, he had to break the ice. Yes, that's what we do here. We come here and break the ice, and then immediately we become transformed. And just 3 years later, we are going to become distinguished Toastmaster as Mr. Tony.
Wow.
So this is a motivation. Rather than taking 1 million year evolution, we are going to take only 3 years. Do you follow me? This is my point. Now, evaluations, it's an art. Why that? Because every single evaluation is different. You all become speakers, but also you all become evaluators. And then once you're going to be evaluating, this person is going to be very different to the person next to him. Why? Because it has a different level of progress within Toastmasters, and also maybe the challenge is having towards the speech is going to be very different. But also, we are very human sensitive. For instance, we like to be touched, but not necessarily to be punched. As simple as that. So we want to be very careful at the time we do the evaluation. Touch it, don't punch it. Now, it's complex. Why do I believe evaluations are complex? Number one, because it's off the cuff. This is an English expression we don't have in Spanish, which is something like this. Debajo de la manga, dentro de la manga. So you have a card here inside there. You don't have time or enough time to prepare the speech. What does it mean? When you're a speaker, you have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months to prepare your speech. And then you come over here, very well prepared, and you do it. Now, the evaluator is communicated maybe 1 week in advance, but he doesn't know anything at all until the speaker's speech. Until the speaker comes here, delivers his speech, and then immediately has to rush with the speakers, with the members, and also with the guests and has to communicate in a very proper manner that evaluation. And also has to listen, organize the information, and deliver in a very short time. That's what I think is complex. Why it's important? Because provides immediate feedback to the speaker, which represents the audience. Pay attention to this here. There is a speaker that comes here and says whatever he wants to communicate to the audience. In my opinion, the role that the evaluator has to do is, Mr. Speaker, I've heard this, representing the audience you want to reach. I think you should improve this way, or the better way to say that message is going to be this way or the other. Maybe he's not talking to us, but we have to simulate that he's talking to kids, or he's talking to senior people, or maybe he's talking to a specific demographics. That's something that we need to take into consideration. The feedback to the speaker. Next is comprehensive. In just 2 minutes of the evaluation, we put together all the tools we have in Toastmasters. And then we do a mini speech with no preparation. My point is this. The person that comes over here as an evaluator has to be as well prepared as the speaker. And why not? Much better. Because has a lot of responsibility within the organization. And we are not thinking about that. Finally, it becomes the instruction. When you decide to go to a church or a synagogue or whatever place of ritual, you're going there because you see a priest or a person that is going to be giving you a message that inspire you somewhere. And eventually you change the church going somewhere else. My point here is, please understand that the evaluator is not only the person that comes here, but also the other person that is sending you a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of paper that says, this is my evaluation for you. Do you follow me? Mm-hmm. It's not just Mr. Evaluator or Miss Evaluator that is here, but also we all have a kind of common or aggregated responsibility. That's why we call this is the program payback. Let me tell you in a funny way. We pay here $10, $12 per month, but we are expecting to receive something. There is no free lunch. The verbal evaluation is the first one I was talking about, and I will say, according to the specification of this speech, I'm done, I'm all set. Ready to go. Cancel, timer, whatever. But can you read here?
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you can read here. Can you read there?
No.
Well, that's the intention. Because the tiny, tiny evaluation that we do, maybe we are not paying enough attention. And then I have a suggestion here in order to give the proper importance that we have in the evaluations. In the manual notes, we must evolve is a message that I want to bring you. Oh, by the way, I have an agreement with this company, which is a printing and marketing company. They print papers. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring the form that I want to implement in this club. So that's why I brought the blank piece of paper, and I'm going to explain how it works. So in the near future, I'm expecting we all are going to have not the tiny piece of paper, but also we are going to be able, let me say in a different way. Because we have a little piece of paper, I'm going to evaluate a little bit. But if I have enough information, if I have enough paper, I'm going to be empowered to provide more feedback. But what I'm telling you, we are having responsibility with each other. I'm expecting this company is going to provide us some forms for free, which is good, and eventually he's going to visit us at least as a guest. Can you read there?
No.
I don't care about that, because you're going to listen to me. I'm sorry, ma'am, grammar. I see your face saying, I'm going to kill this guy. The piece of paper that you have in front of you is going to be divided into parts. The upper part is going to be the structure. And I'm going to simplify the expression structure in with 3 words, A, B, C. Are you going to forget that?
No.
Thank you. A, B, C. Aperture, we call opening. B, the body, and C, the closing. That's one of the key elements that I've learned in Toastmaster. Every speech, me as speaker, somebody else as evaluator, has to have an ABC, has to have an aperture, a body, and a closure. But also has to have a transition. It's nice to see when, okay, this is the introduction, then I have the body, and finally I have a closure. And we have to evaluate that kind of things. We have to be compliant with the objective of the speech. We see the Toastmaster of the day always talking about that. And also the preparation and the time. My suggestion is going to be this. We are going to be only grading plus, double plus, minus, double minus, and then we are going to give this information to the speaker. 40 evaluations in a very standard form. My suggestion is going to be this. Only use as a maximum evaluation 1 plus, which is you did good. But if you did outstanding, that's when you're going to give the double plus. Don't give the double plus just for a good one. It's going to be outstanding. Otherwise, we are going to be mixing information. Likewise with the double minus. Okay, my dear, we need to improve here. Now, there is going to be a little space to make additional notes saying, okay, my suggestion is going to improve this. We don't want to spend much time in the written notes. Oh yes, you're beautiful, you're doing great, whatever. We would prefer to receive information. Let's say, use the space with the growing part, or the, how we call it, a room for improvement. Now, the second part of the second half of the little piece of paper is going to be the delivery. What's the difference between the article in a magazine and my speech? Nothing. Because sometimes you have to write your speech in order to have a gross idea what you're talking about. And you put it in a magazine and it's gone. It's the same thing. But what are we doing here? The big difference is the delivery. We are not a magazine. We are performing here. And that's where the big difference is between a person that really communicates because is able to emphasize whatever they want, compared to other person that is requiring more time or is requiring more effort, challenge, I would say, to communicate better their ideas. That's why I'm adding here certain expressions like no surprises to you, body language, vocal variety, the stage control, and also the free form for the notes. Now I'm approaching the end of my speech. You have a white form, blank form, I'm sorry, it's going to be divided in 2. I'm expecting, I aspire, that you're not going to forget these images. 2 parts only, A, B, C, the structure, and second, the delivery. But behind the delivery, I've been talking to some of you that are experts in drama, expert performers. I want you all to become performers here. Now, final aspiration in my side. This is my gift for the club and my gift for you. In 5 months, we are going to have a speech contest that is going to be humorous and evaluations, in the same way we did a year ago. With this methodology, if we take it, if we embrace it with love, with passion, what are we going to do? We are going to have that member from the club representing us to the area and the division, and we are going to be the winners. I want, in 5 months, the winner of the contest evaluation to come from this club. Fellow Toastmasters,